Yes, Senator Turber. Yes, Senator Turber. We may continue.
Committee concluded.
Welcome to the Professor Noodle Show. Let's review our story. The story begins 15 billion years or so ago, when an unidentified entity, a good entity I should say, from the fifth or higher dimension somewhere out there, took power over the fourth and lower dimensional expression in the universe and created the Big Bang. It took a little bit less than 21 pounds of pure stuff to make the Big Bang, which created, among other things, the Milky Way galaxy. About 10 billion years after that, a planet formed around the yellow star we may call Sol. The planet was seeded with life by dust of comets drifting through the galaxy between star systems. In the last 4 million years, a life form evolved upon the planet, having 12 distinct thought actions to its mind. All these thought actions have evolved up to the last one of them, where everything is stuck at that last level of thought action we may call will thought action, or perhaps what Nietzsche would call the will to power. Our hero, Professor Noodle, fell out of a career in military medicine, having tried to conform. In the effort he took, assisted by the military, to make him a real man, the failure did something else. As he nearly died, he saw the Big Bang, or imagined he saw it, and he imagined talking to other beings in time and space who have the 12 thought actions fully matured, and learned of the unidentified but otherwise very good entity which formed the universe from 21 pounds of pure substance, seeking to express good and perfect creation in life. So, Professor Noodle, assisted by his new ability, which accidentally formed in the almost totaled experience, the power of pan-dimensional imagination, seeks to understand life and explore truth. These episodes are the continuing saga in the Essay on Existence by Professor Noodle, researching live scientists.
Instead of going after our rap, you ready for it, baby, time. I said, baby, time. Get off my back, baby, time. Baby, time.
there in the solar system, if we explore and build with the scientific knowledge of physics that we already have, there's more than enough room out there for everybody. Plenty of room, plenty of industry, the means to have food, shelter, and good social lives. It exists. We don't have to be fighting a battle over turf on one little planet. You know, I was listening to the student radio station at the University of Iowa. The morning that the current political shift occurred. And this building, I quickly turned on the television, and of course there it was. I've been right up to the top of that tower and had lunch up there. And you know, it sways at the top, 105 stories up. And so the building never really felt safe to me anyway. I wrote to a political officer that I write to about some things, and I said I wasn't the least bit surprised that it finally happened. My branch of Citibank was in there. Very sad to think that anybody might have gotten hurt or killed. For many years, I used to have to go through that building to connect to the E train, to go across to work in Brooklyn. At least from time to time, that was the way to get around things going on in the traffic. I always felt, knowing the history of the World Trade Center, and some days you walk in there and you see Donald Trump, or you see Patrick Stewart, or, you know, just world-changing artists and business leaders, Rupert Murdoch. You see people going through this building, and off in the distance, the security guards are ushering old, penniless, homeless people out of the public restrooms on the concourse lower tier at the queue for the trains that go across to New Jersey. And the whole concept of this World Trade Center was always a security problem. It was never not a place of controversy in terms of social thought, because of the tremendous inequality between the haves and the have-nots. No place emulated that difference more than this building. So the fact that this building was a target was sadly logical. Suppose they build it again, even bigger and more expensive than before. In a 2-hour period, the American economy lost $182 billion when this building structure, these two towers were taken down. How much will we lose next time if we're even prouder and even more bigger than life? When we make a building that sways in the breeze even more than already has been. History is something we are meant to learn from so that we do not repeat the same error of thought again. Just a thought from Professor Noodle. And a very sad and tragic event that whether we think of it that way or not here in the Midwest, the truth is this changed our world.
To go out in the park, so it did start. My dog needs a if anyone draws mine. We don't get money, but I need a drum.
And be calm in the knowing of the one original source, pure being, the original causation and the final return.
Of your breathing is your own natural calming agent. Relax, let go, and listen to the sound of your own breathing. It's time to relax, ease up, and be calm in the knowing of the one original source, pure being. Thank you.
New metal, hot. I was at the hole
show. Then there came a stormy thunder, our ship tossed in a mighty blow. Buy now and save. Onward in the ship of legends, forward in the sea of time. So we called the Virgin Princess, and we looked to holy signs. Free registration. There to do my usual show, forward in the seas of times, there had come a stormy thunder, and we looked to holy signs. Shop while you wait. If I made myself a presence, asking for a turn to speak, and I dared to look upon her, seeking out a truth she'd speak. The leader always. She frowned. You don't have to make a speech. All's been said now that needs to be. You don't need to run for office, fighting to keep others free. Buy now, pay later. As I looked to see her eyes cast, yet in shame to look away, new is the metal that you fight with, hotter than in Arthur's day. Rainy day sale. You don't have to build new cities or begin a research grant, and don't bother to make sculpture. Leave the building to the ants. Everything guaranteed. Can't I do something just to help you? Is there nothing left to give? Is it not my work is virtue? Am I not supposed to live? Cash back at close. You don't have to make a fortune, and don't bother to stockade. You don't need to sing a song here. Leave that talent to the brave. Come on in today. You don't have to be a doctor, more hot than in Arthur's day. All you have to do is listen, know the metal of your fight ways. All trade-ins accepted. Then I cried my last to seek her, and to give my heart anew. Waves crashed over, spilling icy. It was now our finest hour. No offer refused. You don't have to be an artist. artist or seek the words of ancient tones. You don't have to become anyone. You should know you're in our home. These deals are crazy. Then I cried my last to seek her, or to seek out, make a poem. Waves crashed over, spilling icy. You should know you're already home. You'll be glad you did. It was now the finest hour. You don't have to be a writer, and I gave my heart anew. You don't have to become anyone. Fast, friendly service. It was now our finest hour, and I gave my heart anew. It was now the finest hour, and I saw her word was true. It was now the finest hour, and I saw her word was true.
I don't think we've really fully addressed what happened and how it affected everybody spiritually. One political leader that ran for president and didn't get elected said we need to learn to move on, to not let things like this tear apart the fabric of American society. A lot of things done. So, science creates change in medicine and agriculture, among other things, industry, and through our greater knowledge of physics, we realize new possibilities. So, if you have at least 7 different kinds of distinct intelligence to your own brain functions as an intelligent living being, then it seems that there's a lot of possibility for the future if we stop thinking in old ways. Our school buildings are still pretty much all designed as the old industrial school design, you know. But when you graduate anymore, you don't go out to an assembly line in a factory as much. Most of that in the U.S. is done to a great extent, even over at the John Deere plant, by automation, by robots, which is good because human beings shouldn't be used as robots 12 hours a day like it used to be. That was very hard on people, and it didn't make for a very fun life. People wind up working on fixing computers, working with automation, doing technology to fix the robotics so that production can continue at an efficient level. So people don't graduate and go out to work in those old industrial settings so much anymore. Therefore, the design of the school is a little obsolete for what the students need to learn. Cooperative learning, learning how to work together as a team and solve problems working together as a team, it would be a very valuable thing to have upon graduation. And learning to use your cognitive skills, learning to hone your ability to work with your cognitive skills. Metacognition is another thing that would probably be a good thing to have young people acquire before they graduate. Another thing I can think of in my experience is, with regard to integration, racial and ethnic integration, when a school district is large enough that it can have specialized high schools and junior high schools, one for theater and the performing arts, another for industrial science, a third one for, let's say, construction and architectural design, a fourth one for garment design and the clothing industry and fashion. then people will go to those schools. Young people will be attracted to go to this school that has a specialized emphasis that young person really earnestly has an active interest in. Their parents will be interested in their attending that school because it's the one they want. And also, people will pay less attention to whether or not this one has 50% black population, or it's 70% white population, or it's 40% Latino population. These things will be pretty much unimportant if the school itself has a theme, like clothing and design, like industrial science, like construction and architectural design. If the school has an emphasis, people will go there regardless of the population demographics. In fact, the population demographics will become a minor issue compared to what's really going on, you see? So the school districts that have had specialized schools have, as a side spin-off of having those specialized school themes, actually created a process of racial integration. Some years ago, when I was just a kid, was that people would graduate from school and they would go out and they would be working in a factory somewhere. So what the schools were like was the schools were in many ways very similar to the factories where the assembly was going to be going on once you graduated and you went out from the school building into the real world, so to speak. I don't think we've really fully addressed what happened and how it affected everybody spiritually. One political leader that ran for president and didn't get elected said we need to learn to move on, to not let things like this tear apart the fabric of American society. We can't let their perception of the need to do terror affect our perception of the need to live in a world that isn't constantly attacked by terror.
Attack.